Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be reviewing Fast and Furious 9. Yes, I have just got out of the cinema. I've just got home. Literally, it finished like half an hour ago and I'm home. I filmed a cinema vlog which is going to be up tomorrow, so if you want to see the vlog of like going to the cinema, then stay tuned for that, subscribe. But the movie itself, the movie is directed by Justin Lin, and he has directed every Fast and Furious. I think it's from like Fast and Furious 4 all the way up to like Fast and Furious 6. He didn't do 7 and 8, but he is doing number 9, which he did for this movie, as well as the next one, Fast 10, which I think is going to be the last one. I mean, please God. I say that though in not a bad way. It wasn't a bad film, but it was a bad film. If that makes sense. That's kind of like my initial thoughts. I got out of it and all the way through I'm just shaking my head a lot. I find like there's a lot of things in the film, and you've seen in the trailer, like the fact they go to space, the fact that, you know, he's like literally doing this jump and then he catches on this like wire and it catches the car and swings the car around, and you're just like, how in the heaven's name has this happened? There's these two sports cars that are like going in and literally they bring this tank to a standstill in effect and tilt it over, and you're just like I said, how is this even real? I was watching the film and I literally felt like it was a Michael Bay movie. Like, it was just like, let's just chuck as many explosions, let's just chuck as many things at this as we can. How much money have we got to spend? Sod it, let's just spend it all. That's literally what it felt like. It was just like, let's just spend all the budget that we can, and if we've got room for an extra 100 million, let's spend that as well. Let's just throw in 2 helicopters. You know, it was one of those films, and they knew what they're doing. I think that's kind of what they've aimed for with Fast and Furious for the last few years. It's very much been action over like cars and substance. The story, I always feel, does stay quite good though, and it did in this one. I thought like the whole, there's a dynamic in there of the two brothers. You kind of seen that in the trailer. I'm not going to spoil anything, but I liked how they told the story. They were kind of having 2 younger versions of themselves, playing themselves as like teens or whatever, and you kind of was going back and forth and it was telling the story that way, and I really liked that. It was a good way of telling the story and you kind of saw it through each other's eyes, and yeah, it was like played by these 2 younger characters, and you kind of knew who each one was. So yeah, I liked that way and that dynamic of telling this story. But as I say, the big negative for this film for me was just the obsceneness of some of the stunts. There was one character that really impressed me. Her name was Ramirez. I'm not sure of her real name. I think it's Natalie Emmanuel or something. She's in Game of Thrones as Khaleesi's right hand or hand of the Queen or whatever. Love her. She was great in this. Her British accent came out, and it was also really good as well to see them actually in Britain quite a lot. They were in London and then they went to Edinburgh, so that was quite cool to actually see Edinburgh in a movie, so that was good. But as I say though, the stunts and stuff are just like amazing on the big screen. I will give it that. Like watching it in the cinema, it was like really great. You know, you had overheads and everything for the sound, and it was good. Don't get me wrong, it was entertaining, and that's I guess the whole point. You know, was you entertained? Yes, I was. But was it good? From a film standpoint, from a, I guess, a creative standpoint, it's hard to say. There was bits in there where it was, like I said, the story was quite juicy, and they referred to Brian a lot, which, if you didn't know, that is the character that's played by Paul Walker. He unfortunately passed away a good few years ago now, like 4 or 5 years ago. But his like wife, who is, you know, plays his wife, is kind of one of the big characters, so she kind of needs to be in there, and she was quite a big character in this one as well. And she was starring, and Brian was with the kids, and they kept saying this, like Brian was with the kids, and at the end then we had this like nice barbecue scene, which they always do. You know, it's the end of the movie, and then this Nissan Skyline just pulls up on the drive. It's like, oh, there's one more seat, you know, and it's Brian coming in, but we don't see him obviously because, you know, he's not around. But it was a nice, you know, if you're a fan and you know those things, it was good. It was a nice callback to the older movies. But as I say, it was one of them. You know, it's hard to rate this film because there was parts of it that I really enjoyed, but there's also parts of it that I really disliked. So I guess the easiest rating I can give it is a 5 out of 10, like smack down the middle. There was some bits that I thought were great. Music was good as well. The overheads and sound of the movie was just all in all great. Some of the things I didn't like though, as I say, the far-fetchedness of the story. I mean, even John Cena, like John Cena for me is a comedian actor. He's just not good in a serious role. I kind of hope he's going to be more of a comedic actor in Suicide Squad rather than more serious, because I'm not a fan of John Cena. I don't get the hype of John Cena. He looks like a blinking action man. Like, he just looks like a plastic toy. Yeah, I'm not a fan. So yeah, he wasn't that great in this. Trying to be menacing, but he just really wasn't, especially up against Vin Diesel. So there it is, 5 out of 10. It's one of those, it's very much down the middle, but I guess it's what everyone expects with Fast and Furious. You just know what you're getting nowadays. You're getting something that's great, but also something that's really terrible. But all in all, I was entertained, so that's good. So there it is, guys. Thank you so much for watching today's review. Stay tuned for my cinema vlog, which will be up tomorrow, and also stay tuned for more videos coming soon. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.